All right, a single word will make the people around you a little warmer and happier. A thank you from the heart and an uttering kind words like a thank you note will show what kind of person you are. International Thank You Day is an annual event that is observed on January 11th of every year. Often we forget to tell a thank you as it is taken for granted. It is essential to show gratitude from the bottom of our hearts to those who made our lives better and happier. So thank you, ladies. I always say thank you.
This one.
Yeah.
Yesterday, what did you call this? What Hindu day? What did you call yesterday? No, this is beautiful because sometimes we really take our friends and family for granted.
Yeah, we forget.
And we just think, yeah, she's been my friend. You have to do it. I mean, I take our time to really thank people. Actually, those who are close to me and still believe in me, because it is hard to have people like that. Once you are on that proximity level, like they don't see your value anymore. So please thank people. I love this day.
Absolutely.
Thank you for giving us this day.
Oh, thank you too. For thanking me.
Thank you for thanking her.
Okay. How about you, Milola?
It's good. I love it. I believe that we should say more of thank you. I tend to say thank you in my heart. I tend to appreciate people without saying it. So part of my resolution this year is to verbalize saying thank you and meaning it, really, not just in person. So it's a good day to celebrate.
Well, so I believe in thank you. I think it's a very short but very powerful phrase. I think I'm more conscious of it because by virtue of my nature, I tend to always feel like people don't say thank you because I go all out. But so I'm also very mindful of it. So because of that, I make sure I thank people. And a lot of the time I see, particularly in this part of the world, people don't feel that they need to say thank you to certain types of people. So I'm always very mindful of how I say
security
to people. And,
guards,
you know, those kind of people, to always say thank you, because you don't take it for granted. I mean, even at home, when my nanny gives me water, I say thank you. When the first time I did one of my nanny, she was like,
must have been
she was not expecting it.
So
she's probably not used
we
to
tend to ignore those people actually.
So it's important.
All right, so thank you. Thank you for watching
the Wave Share.
Thank you.
All right, so who are we starting with? Let me start with Elsie. Yeah. Elsie Godwin.
Okay. So my story is pretty simple. Federal FCTA, Federal Capital Territory Administration, is to bar workers from accessing their offices as from January 17 if they are unable to show proof of their vaccination against COVID-19. The Senior Special Assistant to FCT Minister on Media and Strategic Communication, Abubakar Sani, announced this in a statement on Tuesday in Abuja. Mr. Sani explained that the warning is contained in a circular signed by the FCTA Permanent Secretary, Olushade Adeshola. He said that the circular was addressed to the Executive Secretary of the FCTA, all mandates secretaries, and coordinator of Abuja Metropolitan Management Council. He also went on to say the circular also directed that all employees are required, to show the proof, has been forwarded to the coordinator of the Satellite Towns Development Department. So this is happening, basically. How I feel about this is still how I felt last year. Like, we don't have enough vaccines. So why do you think you have the rights to stop people from doing anything, when if every one of us come out today to say, okay, we want it, you cannot give it to us?
I take a slightly different view to that. Was it not a few weeks ago we destroyed 1 million doses of the vaccine? So I think that
it got expired.
We destroyed because people were not taking it.
It was destroyed because it expired. People were not taking it. We have a commendable spread of locations for people to take vaccines across the country. We've been commended for it as a nation. So the fact is, people don't believe in it. Over the Christmas period, I had to insist that some family members take the vaccine because they were going to be in close proximity. And people were saying something funny things like, oh, will I die? Will my hair fall out? So there's still a lack of seriousness, education around it and awareness around it. And I think that the people that need it the most are the people who are in work situations. You're around a lot of people.
You go out every day.
And the thing about it is not even like, an American situation where we say people are anti-vaxxers. These are people that just lack awareness or just don't think it's important. I mean, to be fair, we've dodged the COVID bullet, so I can understand people not wanting to. So organizations, it's fair play to say, look, go and take it. What I would expect is just an extra added help them. So whether you want to organize...
Are you sure they've not done that?
Well, so that's what I'm saying. So I'm just saying that, look, I fully back any organization that says now you need to mandatory show that you have taken the vaccine. Because it's not about that.
We just got donations.
Yeah, another one, exactly. Another million from Greece.
Everything we have altogether, how many are they?
I agree.
I agree with you, but
if we are destroying, then I can't have the argument that says we don't have enough. The fact is, people are not even taking what is available. Let's get to a point where you say, I want to take, I can't find. Then I can't.
I think we had cases where there's hardly anywhere you go to that you can't get vaccinated.
Yeah.
All right, so Milola, quickly.
Yeah, what I have in the news is about the women in politics come 2023. And that is very interesting for obvious reasons. UN seeks to mobilize 6 million women for voters registration exercise by first quarter 2022, and to that effect, women politicians unveil an online resource portal. Women politicians in the country on Monday in Abuja unveiled an online resource portal for women seeking elective position in the 2023 general election. The whole idea is to get more women. They believe that just doing primaries or waiting for primaries is not enough time. It's important to start gathering data, gathering network, making a platform available for women to come together and make their voices heard. So they urge the president to assent the electoral bill as soon as possible and encourage that it should allow for direct primaries. That way, each person can canvass for their own supporters to be voted into party as against waiting on delegates. So but I guess the president has a reason for not doing that yet, but that is what I have in the news for us today.
As an honorable member.
I also read that story, and I like the fact that they are trying to increase the quota for elected women. I think in 2015, is it 2015 now? It was 4.7, and it was 5.2, and then it went down in the last election. So they are looking at ways to increase participation. So
it's impressive.
There's a quota, but I do not think we've ever taken that.
I don't think we would, because I mean, women are quite risk averse. It's not the cleanest of games to play in. You have to have the will. You have to have the network, which I think again we also don't actively try to. And those that do, I mean, I think that I don't know that I'd make a good politician, but I know that I'd make a good behind the scenes player, right?
It's a lot of work to really.
All right, Uti, your story.
So I mean, my headline is a bit of a, well, it's not a bit of, it is a sad one. So the former Nigerian head of state, Ernest Shonekan, died sadly today.
He was 85.
He was 85, yes. So he
That's
died.
not sad.
Well, it's sad. I mean, anybody passing is sad, but of course, he was the interim leader of the nation between August and November of 1993, between the Babangida and the Abacha regimes. And I mean, I remember that time. It was a very tense time in the country, and he was, for me, I think, seen as a peacemaker. So may his soul rest in peace.
Yeah, man.
You know something interesting about that story? He died in the hospital in Lekki.
Yeah.
That speaks volumes.
And why is that though? Okay.
My story. Because it's the first time I would see someone of that level in a Nigerian hospital. Just like the way Mandela passed. He passed in South Africa. Let's start having more of those kind of things instead of flying them abroad.
Yeah.
So the point is,
let's have more of people being treated
in Nigeria.
So whatever the outcome is, we give God the glory. But
I think it's just his time. Do you want to
it was just his time.
He doesn't go out of Nigeria for.
But I am thinking, if he did, I'm sure he would have. Well, man gets genetically modified pig heart. World first transplant. So it's interesting. Yeah. So a US man became the first person in the world to get the heart transplant from a genetically modified pig. He's 57. And they say this report is coming 3 days after the procedure, the 7-hour procedure that happened in Baltimore. And the doctor said that this was like the last hope that the man had for surviving. And so this Mr. Bennett, it's not yet clear whether there will be any complications in the future, but currently he's doing very, very well.
Why a pig's
this
heart,
is a
though?
groundbreaking
genetically
modified.
Well, I mean, both pigs and bovine, as cows, parts have been used. So I mean, there are certain valves and things like that are used.
I think one was used with kidney.
So
it wasn't completely successful.
So would you consent to taking a pig genetically modified?
That is your last hope for survival.
Well, if you think about the fact that compared to the numbers that are needed, we have very small numbers of people who are donating. I mean, on this side of the world, we don't even have donors. What people do is they find a family member and they circumvent the process of, we didn't buy it, but somehow. No, you know, you're not allowed technically to say you bought it, but we know how things are done, and you know, people you fly with a family member to what's it called, to India, and you know, one way or the other, and get it done. So the fact is, when you think of, like you just said, when you think about organs like the heart, there's no giving it away unless you're dying. So if there are alternatives,
and how many people would even agree that, you know what, I think I've gotten to a place where my health condition is irredeemable. Take out my heart and give it to somebody that still has a chance.
If you're going to give your heart, you have to have said you will donate it, and then at the point of death, if you die in circumstances where it can be harvested.
How many people even are willing to do that?
Yeah, so to say that I'm going to be a donor.
When you are dead already.
To say you're going to be a donor. So the idea is that whilst you're alive, you register as a donor. So if you happen to be in that situation where, you know, your organs can be harvested, yes, they can.
But we don't have such data.
But we don't even have people who, that's what I'm saying. So you don't even have that. So where you find that there are situations where people need these organs and they're not available, then technology and the medical world is going ahead to find alternatives. So the choice for you now is simple. Shall you die, or shall you take a pig's version?
That's it. And the man has taken it 3 days on. He's doing well. Hopefully, we'll keep monitoring and see how it goes. All right, so we take a break now. We want to ask questions. Stay with us. We'll be right back.